Hello everyone, my name is Griffin and we are back with another reaction video. This one is another video of Isaac Butterfield and it's just called Tradwives. For those who don't know, that is short for traditional wives. And every time I've seen this mentioned, I've always seen people do like stitches or reacts, mainly a lot of the women from the new wave of the third generation, or I don't know if it's the fourth generation right now, of feminism, who have a complete problem with it. They see it as women being slaves to their man or some stupid dumbass smooth brain shit like that. And look, you just gotta see that there are some women out there who like or want to be a traditional wife. And if that's what makes them happy, by all means, go right ahead and do it. Just because you have a problem with it doesn't mean that it's an actual problem. But let's see what this video is about, shall we?
There is a huge group of women right now who are deciding to live in a traditional way. They want to be traditional wives. What does that mean? Well, it means staying at home, looking after the children, doing the cooking, all of these type of traditional roles. And I say traditional like that because I've been called a misogynist enough in my life and stuff it.
Now, for those who are wondering, the traditional gender role in the nuclear family unit was mainly this. The man would go out, work his 9 to 5 job, or his 8 hour, 10 hour, or 12 hour job, a day job, and he would make the money, come home, pay the bills, bring home food, make sure everyone has a roof over their head and food on their table, stuff like that. The woman would stay home, make sure the house is taken care of, the food is made for the family, meaning the husband, herself, and the kids, and she would stay home and raise the kids. That is the traditional gender role of the nuclear family unit. Now, for some reason, a lot of people seem to have a problem with this, and I don't really see a problem. See, the thing is, I find that really acceptable because, I mean, if the man is working a regular 8 or 10 hour job, working 4 to 5 days a week, and he comes home and helps with raising the kids and does some chores every now and then, I don't see a real problem with that because he's paying the bills, making sure they have a roof over their head and food on the table, and he's working a job and bringing home the money. Now, in today's economy, both parents kind of have to work because the cost of everything way overshadows what people make. But then in the traditional family, nuclear family unit, the woman would not have a job. So to compensate for that, what she would do is take care of the house and kids. I don't really see a problem with that if that's what they both want or like, or that's what they decide on. And for some reason, a lot of this vocal unit of feminists seem to have such a huge problem with it, and I don't understand why.
Traditional roles. It's basically sticking to those ever popular gender roles, the ones that are popular all over the world in different cultures and societies because of men, probably. I think that's the group that people want to blame, even though it's probably just ingrained into human psyche. But anyway, I digress. Now, the New York Times describes a traditional wife as a typically conservative Christian. These tradwives.
For the uninitiated, a tradwife, short for a traditional wife, is a woman, typically a conservative Christian, who prefers to take a traditional or ultra traditional role in marriage. I don't understand why they have to add ultra in front of it. Including the belief that a woman's place is in the home, according to one of the genre's more popular creators. I don't really see a problem. I have never saw a problem with someone wanting to be a traditional wife. There is no real downside to it. I mean, yeah, it's not easy staying home to take care of both the house and kids, but you know, I don't see a problem with it. I think it's fine.
Wives apparently submit to their husbands, and they paint feminists as haters. And
These posts have a way of painting feminists as haters who resist their true nature and casting career women in opposition to women who don't work for pay.
these communities are often wayward, antisocial, disagreeable, and very, very misogynist.
Writing for Unheard, Mary Harrington recently profiled Lauren Southern, a former right-wing influencer who left her husband and now describes her ultra-traditional, again, I don't know why they're adding ultra in front of it, marriage as abusive. Harrington also spoke to another ex-trad wife who said that the men who self-select into these communities are often wayward, antisocial, disagreeable, and very, very misogynistic. Or it's the fact that you chose, your choice in men was simply horrible. I don't see when it comes to women getting out of abusive relationships or multiple abusive relationships or just multiple relationships where the guy's just a dick. They somehow seem to categorize every man under the fucking sun as horrible when they don't seem to understand that, hey, maybe it's my choice in guys that is just horrible. But no, they can't take accountability for their dumbass choices in men, so of course it has to be every man is horrible and misogynistic.
Misogynistic, that's a quote. There's bound to be some people who hate it, some people who love it. All right, let's have a look at the pros, the cons, and everything in between.
I think it's been really interesting to see how shocked people are by the term tradwife and how they seem to think it's some new way of living, like it's some unprecedented new trend.
Well, I think it is. It is very new in today's society because for the longest time women are being told that they shouldn't stay at home and they shouldn't do this and they shouldn't just look after the kids and all that type of stuff. And the problem with that, of course, is if you want to do it, then why shouldn't you? Once again, it's about choice. If you're being forced, then yeah, that's bad. But if you want to, who gives a shit?
Like, have you seen these millennial and Gen Z girls? They just want to be at home with their kids. They want to have husbands and they want to take care of their husbands. They want to cook and they want to clean and they want to wear dresses.
It is very, very obvious if you spend any time reading human biology or anything to do with how we have grown as a culture and as a species, that men are more suited to going out and doing things, and females, I'm sorry, are oftentimes not more suited to, but are really well suited to bringing kids up as a whole, as an average. I mean, I know a lot of dudes that I don't think are great role models for kids at home and probably would let their house run to rack and ruin and can't cook for shit. But I know a lot of women who are really, really good at that. But also I know a lot of women who are shit at that. So I think it depends. And I think that's a great thing. I think it's a wonderful thing that it depends for a lot of us. For a lot of relationships, some women earn more than men and some men earn more than women. And we pick and choose. And isn't that wonderful, right? Why would you hate on someone if they choose to stay at home? You fucking big bully.
It's insane. When in reality, it's literally like the oldest lifestyle in the book. Before this, they were just called stay-at-home moms. And before that, they were just called women.
Yeah, why are they? Why have we changed that from stay-at-home mums to tradwife? That is very interesting. When I was growing up, it was just a stay-at-home mum. Now it's a tradwife.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she would still consider me a friend since we haven't spoken in quite a few years. But I had a friend that I went to high school with, and we got to speaking one time, and she's told me that she wanted to be a traditional wife. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, take care of the house, take care of the kids, and take care of her husband at some point. I don't know if she's married now. But, I never saw a problem with that. I was like, hey, you know what? If you are able to do it, and it is something you want, then go right ahead. There is nothing wrong with someone who wants to be a traditional wife, who wants to stay at home, take care of the home, kids, and their husband. or vice versa, or wife, or whatever, if you're gay or straight or bi, I don't know, or if poly or monogamous, whatever you choose. Either way, point still stands. If it's what you want, if it's what makes you happy, and if you are financially able to do it, then go right ahead. There's nothing wrong with it.
I guess it's just a change of the hashtag.
But now our society has gone so far in the feminist direction that anybody who wants to live like a little bit old school and a little bit like how women used to live is fringe.
It is shamed, actually, if I can mansplain this to you, lady. It is shamed. I've seen this on, my wife's a part of this Newcastle mothers group where they all put up a lot of interesting things on there about, you know, tips and tricks about looking after bubs, and a lady might put up something, it's for women only, of course. Us men are pieces of shit. And if someone on there is having issues with, say, a baby's got a rash, say a baby's not eating properly, say a baby's doing whatever, waking up too many times during the night, they will ask a question, and some people can be really helpful. But a lot of the times they just shame each other. They are full of hate on there. Like, for example, this one lady put up this thing the other day about, hey, I want to lose, I put on 20 kilos during pregnancy and I want to lose it. Where's a good gym where a lot of ladies train, where I can make some friends, etc., etc. And the comment section, Claire was showing me, is all people just going, why should you have to lose weight? You don't have to. Is your husband, is he hurting you? Fuck me dead, lady. Stop shaming each other, you fucking
I hear about that a lot. I mean, there are plenty of people who go on some sites or some groups thinking, hey, maybe I can find like-minded people, make some friends. They ask for tips, for advice or something, and then there's just these flood of people who come on and just shame the ever-living shit out of the person to the point where they just never speak on there again, or they're just gone. I don't see why so many people have a problem with just helping somebody. Why do you have to be such an evil shithead? It's just somebody asking for advice. Like this person said, like Isaac said, she just went on there asking if there's a gym where she can go work out, lose weight with some like-minded women, possibly make some friends. And then she just gets the ever-living shit beat out of her in the comments. I mean, shit, she was just asking for some advice for a possible place to lose weight because she wanted to lose weight. It's not like she's being forced to say it. I mean, you don't necessarily know, but I guarantee probably 9 times out of 10, the person is not on there because they're being forced to be on there. So if a person's just asking for advice, just give them a tip that helped you. I don't see why you have to shame the ever-living shit out of the person to the point where you just nuke their self-confidence.
Crazy bitches.
Since we were little, we were raised in this kind of boss babe feminist society that told us you can be so much more than just a mom. You can be so much more than just a wife.
That's a really interesting way to look at it. You can be so much more than a mum. But for a lot of people, that's all they want to be. Like, I've done a lot of really cool things in my life. But being a dad shits on all of them. I couldn't imagine me doing the things that I've done and giving up the opportunity to have a child and never having that happen to me just because I wanted to do these things work-wise. It's not worth it in the end. Money's cool, no doubt. It's great to be comfortable. But having a child means so much more. And I feel like a lot of ladies will miss out on that because they've been told, they've fed these almost lies.
Yeah, there have been a lot of women, and it's surprising the amount of women that come forward and say this, that they've regretted only focusing on their career and such to the point where they've missed the opportunity or come very close to missing the opportunity of finding someone and starting a family. Because a lot of people don't know, after 35, it is significantly more difficult, and after 35, every year it becomes more dangerous for women to have kids. I mean, they can still have kids. There has been 50 and 60-year-olds who have given birth, but it is significantly more dangerous and significantly harder after 35 for women to have kids. And there are many women who've come forward who are 30, between the ages of 30 and 40, almost crying on their videos because they are so scared and worried and depressed that they have either come close or have missed the opportunity to find somebody to get married and have kids. Because this entire generation of feminists have been telling people that you don't need no man, you'll be happier with just your career and yourself. And these are the type of women who have been in so many shit relationships because they seem to keep choosing the shit guy that they think that they don't ever need a man. And they don't see that they then later on in life look around at all their friends and their family, you know, sisters, cousins, and other girlfriends. They see how happy and elated they are having kids and having a family, and they look at themselves and be like, yeah, I'm happy, but I wish I could have that kind of happiness. And I'm not saying it's every woman out there, because there are plenty of women out there who don't want kids, who really don't want kids, and are just happy either being in a relationship or just being single for throughout their entire life. And that's totally fine. I'm not, no shame to any woman who doesn't want a kid or a relationship. And you know what? If that's what makes you happy, by all means, go right ahead and be that. But on the other side of that coin, like I said, there are many women who see the kind of happiness other women have having a family, and they regret they regret ignoring it and just going about their life never trying to attain it. So it's different for everybody, but there are plenty of women who do regret not getting a family.
That you have to focus on your career first and let your eggs get all fucking poached inside. Now, I love you. She's not the only one who's pro it. There's a lot of people who love it.
As a tradwife, this is your duty as a wife.
Okay.
A man's home is his castle, so he should be treated as a king.
Ooh.
He's working a stressful job.
I'm very stressed, yelling about vegans all day.
Long hours,
Yes,
just so
that's
he
right.
can provide for you and the family. So he rightfully deserves peace. That being said, it's every wife's duty to...
Okay, there's one word in there I will disagree with. Deserves. Nobody deserves anything. You have to work for what you want. Nobody deserves anything. But has the man worked for the right to attain the peace in his home? I would say probably yes. So I'd say give the man the peace he has worked hard to attain. But nobody deserves anything. If you want something in life, work for it.
appreciate her man and all his hard work. Show him how much you truly appreciate him.
Blowjobs. I think she's going to say blowjobs.
Okay? He is your king, and you are his queen. That is your duty.
Okay, she didn't say it, but I think that's what she was inferring. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit, submissive. Maybe just treat each other really nicely, and you don't need someone to tell you to treat them as a king or a queen. You should just do that if you really love the person. Maybe that's more the submissive side that's a bit weird. Because some dudes like all the power in the relationship, and that's weird too.
This tradwife is slowly becoming the most hated TikTok influencer.
Ooh.
Ladies, let's wear clothes. Let's dress like women.
This is SD Williams.
Okay.
And she has all the internet ready to pounce. She's one of the pioneers of the tradwife.
I like it when women dress up more modest, because there's so many pictures, so many videos out there of women just dressing so immodestly, or whatever word you want to use, that at this point it's just at nausea. So it's really nice to see pictures every now and then, pictures of women who are dressed in a modest way. Or I'm not really sure about the old style kind of clothes that this woman has. I mean, it probably suits her well, but a more modest way of dressing would be nice.
movement which inspires women to go back into the home and uphold the traditional gender roles.
I mean, if they want to, that's the thing. I think you should really just preface it all with if you want to.
She's known for her specific style.
Very 50s, very like,
Yeah.
hey, you stay at home, fucking raise the old backhander. That's a bit scary, but
Always dressed as a pinup girl from the 1950s.
that is weird that they always go back to the 50s when, you know, wives were copping the old backhanders. So that's not cool.
Perfectly
I'm not
encapsulates
saying that she was doing that. I'm just saying that that's very 1950s.
what it means to be a traditional homemaker.
And I'm gonna make pumpkin bread, so make it with me. Featuring
Has she got an OnlyFans? I feel like this is leading to an
my
OnlyFans.
Marilyn Monroe dress.
As such, Esty cooks and cleans for her husband, Connor, and always presents herself as the perfect wife, which he can be proud to have.
I thought he was going to grab her on the old cans there. Hey, good on her. And I do think this is where the hatred comes in from other women, which is not very cool. Okay, let's have a look at some.
Yeah, she could probably be the poster girl for the pinup girls from the 1950s because she actually she's really got the look for it and the hair and the style. I think she could really be like a poster girl for pinup.
Of the really anti-Tradwife videos. There's a lot of them. This one right here is titled Tradwifes and the white supremacists who love them. Interesting. Oh,
How is it all? Why is it always white supremacy that comes into this shit? The only reason racism still exists is because there are parents who teach it to their kids, and there are people who keep bringing the color of someone's skin into conversation. If everybody just stops teaching it to their kids, stops acknowledging race, stops talking about the color of someone's skin, I can probably guarantee you within a generation or two, racism would just disappear because nobody would give a shit about the color of your skin. But it's never going to disappear because there are shitheads who keep bringing it up and who keep talking about it.
Oh, Tradwives need to be banned, and the creepy lives of internet Tradwives. Okay, I mean, maybe some of them need to be banned, maybe some of them are white supremacists, I don't know. But let's hear what the ladies have to say who don't like the Tradwives.
I'm here to tell you why that whole Tradwife trend is absolute bullcrap.
Unless you want to do it. Just throw that in there, it's not that hard.
I just got off the phone with a friend of mine who has been married for about 15 years now.
You have a very long thing in the middle here. Zoom in on that. That's why that looks like you're from Whoville.
Before she got married, she got a master's degree in education and a law degree.
Okay.
She met her husband in law school.
Okay.
He wanted a traditional wife.
Okay.
She did not take the bar, and instead they got married. He took the bar.
Okay.
He passed the bar. He became a lawyer.
So they met in law school. He became a lawyer. Let me guess, she didn't.
She became a full-time housewife and later a mom, times 5.
Okay. Was she held there against her will? Or did she do it because she wanted to? Don't get me wrong. If you have 5 kids, you're a bit fucking insane. I come from a family of 5. I won't say any more. Mum will hit me. She might actually hit me. She doesn't hit.
They have 5 children. Okay, fast forward 15 years, where he has been cheating on her for years.
Okay, well, he's a fucking asshole.
She finally caught him red-handed.
What has that got to do with Tradwives? You've got an example here of a piece of shit. And I think this is really important when you talk about, bad relationships. Number 1, he's an asshole, cockhead. But number 2, she chose poorly. Sorry.
She has enough confidence and determination to say, I want a divorce, I'm done. He's walking away with a $300,000+ job that he got, by the way, from one of her mom friends in a mom group.
Not important.
Let's just put that aside. She has nothing.
Yeah, that's the risk that you take here, and it is a big risk. But if you're getting a divorce, that's why alimony exists, because, oftentimes someone has to make the sacrifices. And I think case by case, there needs to obviously be child support and support for the woman as well. If she has really sacrificed so many things for her husband to go after his own career.
She has 2 advanced degrees, 0 experience.
Because she made a decision.
So are they even worthwhile? Are they even worth anything?
Yeah, there's...
Yeah, see, like you said, when becoming a traditional wife, you have to also understand that there is a risk involved. If the person you chose turns out to be a piece of shit, well, sorry to say, you chose a piece of shit. But and you end up getting a divorce and you get nothing. Well, that's the risk you took when becoming a traditional wife. You get nothing. You might get alimony and child support, like he explained that already. But yeah, you don't really get anything that much at all because, well, you chose to be a traditional wife. Well, it is nice to have a woman at home to come home to, and your house is being taken care of, and so are your kids. You run the risk of possibly getting nothing if you get a divorce. Sorry to say, but it happens. Make sure the person you choose to marry is a good choice.
Still a person, and they've got 5 lovely children.
She has nothing to show for it.
Except for the kids. She goes on and explains that the guy, the divorce is not going well. And she encourages women, if you're going to be a trad wife, consider this. And you should consider that. But you should consider that if you're going to marry anyone and be any type of wife or any type of husband. Some people are fucking horrific. And that sucks. But you made a decision. Maybe it wasn't the right one. But you also have 5 children that I'm sure you love very much. Would you rather have these kids that you love more than anything in the world, or a job where you work, 100 hours a week and get paid $300K a year? I mean, we can all say, obviously, the $300K, but kids probably.
Why is Tradwife content suddenly blowing up?
Because people my age that were traditional wives are getting divorced and realize that they threw 20 years of optional, available, could have been energy into the workforce.
And then that means you never had the kids that you love so much. You made a decision. Your kids have left the nest, and you just so happened to pick poorly when you met your husband, and he picked poorly as well, and you weren't a good match, and now you regret it. Regret doesn't mean that being a trad wife is a bad thing. Although in saying that, maybe as you get older, maybe it becomes a bad thing. But these things happen in your life. You make decisions that you think, okay, that was a bad decision for me. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Or that was the right decision then. It's not the right decision now. Shit, man. That's fucking life, isn't it? Things don't always pan out the way you wanted them to or you thought they would. And you go back and think, well, if I just didn't do this, then I would have been fine. I don't know.
The thing is, when it comes to this stuff and making decisions, you have to learn that sometimes all your decisions don't pan out. And you can't blame anyone else on the decision you made. You made the choice. You chose the person, you chose the life, you chose everything that you've done. And if it ends up in divorce, well, then, you have to take accountability for the fact that you chose wrong. And I would say learn from that and choose better next time. I know it sucks to hear that, but it's how life goes. Sometimes your choices don't pan out, and it really sucks when that happens.
I don't know what to say. All of these examples are just people having bad experiences so far.
Why is Tradwife content suddenly blowing up?
It's become a popular topic because women my age and older that have gotten divorced and thrown decades of their lives down the toilet.
Again, you
doing the laundry and dishes. They're trying to warn you. You and accounts like you are intentionally dancing around the point.
I understand that, but maybe some people out there enjoy doing that, and it comes down to the personal choices of people. If you want to be a traditional wife, cool. A traditional husband, cool. If you want to be a hybrid version of a husband and whatever, just make sure that you're happy with it and it's your decision. Because not everyone is built to go to work all week. Not everyone is built to raise kids all the time. Hopefully you make a decision when you meet someone and you meet a good person that they're really hardworking and they love, and they're perfect in every way. They love looking after kids and they love working hard and everything's perfect, but sometimes it's not. You should choose well. I think that is such an issue in so many people's relationships that they choose poorly. But if you choose well, you should be able to find a person out there that either you both look after the kids and you both work, or one does the other. Hopefully it's both. I think that's the perfect mix. I think that is the perfect mix. But For some people, maybe it's not. For some people, it doesn't make sense for the wife to work if she's only bringing in a small amount of money and the dude's bringing in more, or vice versa. And you just got to pick and choose and work out what works for you in that moment in your life when your kids are young and at home all the time. Or maybe they're not at home and maybe it just works for you. Maybe a version of one of the things that we're talking about works for you. Personally, I'm a big believer in any relationship. You should work as the husband 1,000 times harder than your wife. And then she should work 1,000 times harder than you. And together, you got this beautiful relationship where you're both trying to bust your ass to make each other's life wonderful. And then the kid comes along and you do the same for them. And then they grow up and they'll do the same for you. That's perfect. That's what we should all aim for. That is where you'll hopefully find happiness. But family is everything. And careers just aren't. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Meeting stinks. Toodaloo au revoir. Bye-bye.
Well, that was Isaac Butterfield's video on Tradwives. Now, is Tradwife the best decision any woman can make? I believe it depends on the person. There are, like I've said in the video before, there are plenty of women who want to be a Tradwife and who believe that that would make them the happiest. And if that's what they want to do, by all means, go right ahead. But you also have to think that it does come with consequences if it does not work out. So you have to keep that in mind. And people shouldn't shame, women shouldn't shame other women for wanting to be a Tradwife, because if being a Tradwife makes them happy, then wish them all the happiness. If being a regular wife or it's not a traditional wife, by all means, go right ahead. If you want to be single for the rest of your life and that's what makes you happy, go right ahead. Wish people well and happiness in what they do. Don't shame them and nuke their emotions into oblivion because they're deciding to do what makes them happy. Now, if what they're doing is hurting or affecting those around them, then that's when it becomes a problem. So, either way, that was the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more. I post 3 days a week. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.